Welcome to the unique world of Tearaway Unfolded. Explore and interact in all new ways. Blow, rip, throw and feel this hands-on adventure. Tearaway Unfolded. Only on PlayStation 4. This is for the players.
Is the PS4 National Premier League's New South Wales Men's 1.
Hello and welcome to Leichhardt Oval in Sydney. A beautiful day, and we are here for the PlayStation 4 National Premier League New South Wales Men's 1 Grand Final between Blacktown City and Bonnyrigg White Eagles. Already been a magnificent day for Blacktown City. They've won the Under-18s Grand Final, and then they've just won the Under-20s Grand Final by 3-2. So can they make it a clean sweep? They were the winners of the club championship comprehensively throughout the regular season. They won the minor premiership in the senior grade as well. They were knocked off by Bonnyrigg a fortnight ago in the major semi-final. So Bonnyrigg have had a week off, and then Blacktown City responded by thumping Apia Leichhardt last week 6-1. So that's why they are in the grand final. It's the champions of the first two editions of the NPL New South Wales facing off here today at Leichhardt Oval. Blacktown City, the defending champions, who beat Sydney Olympic 2-1 in the grand final after minor premiers Bonnyrigg missed the big dance last time around, while in 2013 it was Robbie Eunice who netted the only goal as Bonnyrigg beat Rockdale City on grand final day. So let's check out how both teams got to the final day. Here's the road to the final.
The grand final is familiar to Blacktown City FC, given they were there just 12 months ago. Triumph over Sydney Olympic in 2014 saw them lift the championship high, and that trend has certainly followed in 2015. The premiership was secured in some style. Just 2 league defeats all season, 54 goals scored and just 31 conceded. That's 8 less than the next best. The 5-point gap at the top showed they were a cut above. There were some speed bumps along the way. Undefeated through 6 rounds, they were brought back to earth in round 7, Manly stunning the league and ending the perfect start to 2015 with a 4-1 win. Travis Major going with a long run-up. Oh, Lieben makes the save. But it was back to business for Blacktown soon after. A 5-0 win over Marconi, a 4-2 win over last season's grand finalist Sydney Olympic. Here's Matsura, still going Matsura! And a 6-1 thrashing of Sydney United 58 showed they were back. In fact, Blacktown would score 24 goals in their next 7 games, conceding just 3. Who halted the run, you ask? A 1-1 draw with the Bonnyrigg White Eagles. Losing wouldn't happen too much throughout the year, but Waratah Cup defeat to Sydney United 58 was followed by the week from hell, as an FFA Cup exit to the South Australian Metro Stars was met with a 4-0 hammering by Sydney Olympic. A 4-0 win over the Spartans and a 4-1 win over Sutherland steadied the ship for the finals. Oh, brilliant ball from Aurelio. Oh, it's brilliant from Blacktown City FC. Until it all came unstuck in a 4-2 extra time loss to Bonnyrigg just a fortnight ago. Gill with a shot! Would you believe it? But the measure of a great side is how they respond to adversity, and a 6-1 demolition of Apia to book their grand final place is a pretty good sign. They look to enact revenge on Bonnyrigg and claim the championship, It's the only thing missing from a stunning season so far. The stage is set. Will it be Blacktown City FC's year in 2015? The White Eagles' 2015 campaign could be seen as one of redemption. They watched on as Blacktown City FC lifted the trophy last season, despite the White Eagles finishing as premiers. The finals failure of last season was used as fuel in 2015, and they started impressively. 3 wins and 2 draws from their first 5 matches of the season, but then a 3-1 defeat to Sydney United 58 and a 3-2 loss to the South Coast Wolves saw them pushed back in the pack. A 3-0 loss to Rockdale followed soon after, and there was a real chance that they'd lose ground with the likes of Blacktown City FC and Apia at the top. But they'd respond in some fashion. They'd win 6 of their next 7 and rocket up the ladder. Sura's touched a little heavy. Kakata's going to try it from distance. Well, I said we're going to have a goal, but I didn't expect anything like this. But that's when the momentum would stop. Sure, a 5-3 loss to Parramatta FC in round 19 wasn't ideal, but then a convincing 3-0 defeat to Apia at home at the Bonnyrigg Sports Centre, and there was some prepared to draw a line through their season. Ball from him, should have cleared Kakado. Here's Rankovic! But haven't they saved the best for last? 2013 champions, 2014 premiers, the White Eagles are bred for success. The finals disaster of last year has been eradicated. In 2015, the finals have seen a different Bonnyrigg. A 3-1 win over Apia at Lambert Park in week 1 of the finals opened up though. Here's a chance for Diaz! He's done it yet again! It was coupled with an amazing 4-2 win over Blacktown City FC, and the White Eagles were the first team to book their place on Grand Final day. Is there a 4th here for Peterson? You better believe it. Bonnyrigg are into the Grand Final surely now. They've waited exactly 367 days to make up for the mistakes of last season, and they're just 90 minutes away from redemption. They've timed their run to perfection. The finish line is within touching distance. Can the White Eagles fly in the Grand Final?
Okay, we've only got 3 options. Option 1, we hope someone shared the solution via the share button. Option 2, we ask Dave for help via the PlayStation app. Option 3, we invite Nick to join us in the game. Oh wait, Nick doesn't own this game.
It's okay. On PS4, Nick can join your game. Yeah! Oh!
Who else do we know?
Welcome to the future of play. This is for the players.
And we're not too far away from kickoff. Our referee for this one is Kurt Ams, the referee of the year.
Yes, lifted the trophy on Friday night, and he's had some A-League experience as well, so he won't be fazed by the occasion, and congratulations to him for getting the grand final.
Yep, the night of nights on Friday night, the NPL Gala. But today, under a beautiful blue sky at Leichhardt Oval, it's time for the grand final. Blacktown City in black to kick things off against the Bonnyrigg White Eagles. And immediately they move on down that right-hand side through Travis Major, the man whose form with Blacktown City earned him a move to the Central Coast Mariners, and now back with Blacktown City, a very versatile player. He played up front for the Mariners, but the coach would actually prefer him to play as a right back.
He started as a defender, and that's the crazy thing. He's been NPL Player of the Year last year, Golden Boot as well, and he started as a right back. So goes to show they're pretty versatile, Blacktown, and Travis Major obviously would be stung a little bit by his limited time in the A-League, and he'll want a chance to get back there.
Here's Matsura combining with Gibbs. Back to Matsura, rangy midfielder. He's got some skills as well. played professionally in Hungary in years gone by. And 2 come to deal with him. Quick throw here for Major. Trying to turn his man. And goal kick. So well marshalled by Benjamin Spruce.
Speedy, it's our first look at James Chronopoulos today, and there is some injury news coming in. He was in a little bit of doubt for this grand final. Has a hand injury, he's been carrying it for a week, so very interesting. They've got a replacement keeper on the bench, Nikodin Matic, who hasn't played this season, so not ideal for them, but keep an eye on Chronopoulos throughout today's game.
Yeah, they'll be looking to test him when they can. Blacktown City. Here's Choi, an impressive left winger for Blacktown City, and Tell Me couldn't make it stick. And hooked upfield by Taylor McDonald, who's the surprise selection as the right back, with Adam Jenner, who we expected to be there, on the bench. Yeah,
it sent us scrambling a few minutes before kickoff. It was certainly a surprise, and Bomber Brown, I tell you what, he's thrown him in the deep end. Not only does he have to contend with Danny Choi, but it's a big occasion like a grand final. But from all accounts, he's certainly up to it, and they've put some faith in him, so let's see how he goes.
Yeah, it's his starting debut at senior level, and he won that header confidently as well, to number 16. Keep an eye on him. Just 19 years of age. 3 sub-appearances for the senior team, but never a start until grand final day. It'll be the stuff of folklore at Bonnyrigg if he produces today. Eunice is offside.
And it's a sign of the faith they do have in him, because they do have options on the bench. Alex Mansueto is a right back. He's very experienced, could have filled the role, but they've gone with the youngster, and I guess you've got to commend that.
Perhaps something they've seen with the under-20 side, being able to deal with the pace of Danny Choi. We'll see whether he can match him stride for stride, perhaps. That might be the thinking. Driven low there by Vekic. Tidied up by Tadros. Here's Matt Lewis, or rather Zonjic, alongside Spruce in the heart of Bonnyrigg's defence. Blacktown just backing off, and then Antelmi came to close him down, and a nervous touch that time by young McDonald. A roll hole, classy stuff from him. We expected to be on the bench at the start of the week, but injury concern for Connor Evans opened the door for a roll hole. Major kept it in. Tadros was appealing for the throw in his way. Plenty of men in the box. Major looking for the flick on. Spruce rose well. Here's Eunice. Good hold up play. Able to link with Diaz. Choi tried to pick his pocket, and in the end, Diaz got the benefit of the doubt and the whistle. Didn't come off the boot as Spruce would have liked, but still found its target. Disappointing ball back in by Cocado. Chronopoulos coming a long way out of his goal to deal with it, and did so expertly. Number 1-2. Cocado trying to combine there with Tadros. And Cancross looking to switch it out to the pace of Choi. McDonald snuffing that one out and finding Diaz. And look at that pace of Choi, getting there comfortably ahead of Ray Miller. Blacktown City out of trouble.
Yeah, no signs of nerves from Danny Choi there. Just a cheeky back heel on the edge of his own 18, so he's not fazed by the big occasion of a grand final.
Challenge well won by Joey Gibbs. A little bit of space down that left-hand side. You can see the referee playing advantage for Bonnyrigg. Dylan Fox, former Sutherland junior, one of the men in midfield for Bonnyrigg. Again, Choi just getting goal side of Diaz, allowing Vekic to come out with confidence.
Yeah, you can already see what Bonnyrigg are trying to do. They're trying to make Danny Choi accountable. He loves to, sit on the last man and use his pace down that left-hand flank, but they're really trying to hem him back in his own half, and so you can see some early tactics there.
Nice play from Antelmi, 16 with the ponytail. Experience over in England with the likes of Leeds United and Portsmouth. It was working out okay at Ellen Road until Neil Warnock got fired and it all went sour.
Yeah, it's often the way for these young players. Your fortunes can turn in a matter of minutes, and he's had a pretty good season. 10 goals. He's certainly put himself in the shop window, and I've heard there are some clubs sniffing around. It's why he did come back here. There was an opportunity with Sydney FC, but Graham Arnold said he needed game time, and he's got that this season, and who knows, very much in the shop window.
Lovely flowing move this from Blacktown City. Here's Major running at Tadros, who got his body in the road. Brilliant stuff from the skipper. All that A-League experience with the likes of the Melbourne Victory, the Mariners and the North Queensland Fury for Tadros. But this is his final game and he didn't want to get beaten there by the pacey Major.
Yeah, he announced his retirement this time last year, Chris Tadros, and when Bonnyrigg bombed out of the finals, he said, no, I'm going to go round again. So doesn't want to let this second chance slip, and as I said earlier, he's had a stellar career and he's got a job to do today though, because Travis Major's going to work him hard.
Yeah, that fruit harvesting business, the family business, could wait one more year, but no longer. That's what he's going to move into, Tadros. Well played by Araujo to bring that down for Speranza. Now Cancross looking over the top for Matsura.
Yeah, watch that long ball all afternoon. Cancross loves it. And that front three, they turn defence to attack so quickly. They've all got lethal pace, and it's all from that Cancross long ball. So you'll see Eunice trying to work hard to snuff that out.
Cancross getting the better of Eunice on that occasion to win the header. Good battle between Antelmi and Munsu Gill. Here goes Ray Miller again, former futsal-roo. Also played with Blacktown City in the past. There's a few players out there up against their former clubs. Here's Eunice. He's got 3 to beat, and it's last touch off him. Out of play for the goal kick. Eunice not convinced. Thought if it went out of play, it should have been a corner.
Yeah, I've already seen Blacktown trying to isolate Robbie Eunice. He's been lacking support in a couple of times, so that's something that Ray Miller and Kakado need to try and lend a hand in attack, because he can't do it all by himself. He will try, but certainly can't do it alone.
Also intent on not allowing Blacktown City to play out from the back. Vekic forced to go long. Gibbs brought it down for Antelmi, and no advantage accruing for Blacktown City. Free kick for the Premiers. Taken quickly, getting it out to Choi in a hurry. Chance to run at the youngster, and cut back for the penalty spot was cut out by Zonjic. Had an injury-plagued season as Zonjic, so great to see him fit and available on the big day. Choi chopped down by Spruce, who just mistimed that challenge, and now set-piece opportunity.
Yeah, they'll be queuing up for it as well. They've got a few options to take. Danny Choi put his hand up straight away, but I think he's going to have to fight Joey Gibbs with this one. We've seen early on Bonnyrigg just trying to get numbers behind the ball, clog up the midfield. Spoke about earlier how Blacktown love to break, and they can break quickly as well. So Bonnyrigg content not to push too many forward.
Good knowledge from Adam Santarossa in the commentary box, because Joey Gibbs has got it all to himself now. Managed to see off Danny Choi, and now Gibbs. He was bound for the back of the net, but no real test for Chronopoulos. Had that one covered quite comfortably in the end, the Bonnyrigg goalkeeper. But now they might be in again here through Matsura. Turning young McDonald inside out. Did have Choi unmarked, hugging the sideline. Elected not to use him. And now a potential counter. Look at Tadros surge forward. And a little slip as well from Major. Onside here. It was Kokado trying to hook it back in for Eunice to go to work. Missed his intended target. Miller, lovely close control, showcasing those futsal skills of years gone by. Now he's trying to help out with the threat of Choi. McDonald saw it off though. Choi pleading for a foul committed by Zonjic in his opinion, but referee happy with it. McDonald bringing it down for Munsu Gill. Fox happy to retreat to Tadros. And the skipper trying to weigh up the options. Moved on by Fox. Dropping that little bit deeper, Munsu Gill. Just floats around in midfield, just trying to direct traffic and get McDonald back into his position. Good organiser out there, Munsu Gill.
Hasn't had a lot of opportunities in the first team this year, but you know, injuries have paved the way for him, and he's certainly taken them. Scored a cracking goal as well in recent weeks, so he's putting his hand up when it's needed.
A lot of rotation in that midfield for Bonnyrigg.
Yeah, that's going to be the feature today. Bonnyrigg are trying to overload the midfield and drag the likes of Travis Major and Choi back to have to defend. And obviously that limits what they can do in attack. And that's something I think is a big factor in this game, because Blacktown, when it's all going well and they're all out attack, they're pretty ruthless. But we've seen FFA Cup, they controlled the game turned, they lost the midfield battle, they ended up losing the game, and it was exactly the same story in the major semi-final. 4-2, they led 2-0, they started to lose the midfield battle and Bonnyrigg ran all over them, so it's going to be a factor today.
Lovely turn this, still going on Kokado, and now Eunice through the middle, it's onside, and he drags the shot just wide. Glorious opportunity for the main man up front, Robbie Eunice.
Well, you've got to take those chances, don't you? I said in the pre-game, he's a player for the big occasion. And he probably should have had a goal there. Thought Gill should have perhaps pulled the trigger, but Eunice, he's got to stick that in the back of the net.
Now Gill coming to put pressure on Arojo. And only just slid that past Eunice trying to pounce. Good tactical battle that Bonnyrigg may just be shading in the last 5 minutes or so. 15 minutes gone in the grand final. Still 0-0 between Blacktown City and Bonnyrigg White Eagles. McDonald won the flick on, but Speranza can track it down. Had some time with the Sydney FC youth setup, did Speranza. Here's Choi drifting infield for the first time in this contest. Combining nicely with Matsura, and look at the outside to win run from Major, just over hit from Matsura though. Risky ball that Choi pounces on. I like the way Matsura moves and his vision, and the combination with Frago Giannis. Trying to lift that one over the top to Antelmi, who made an intelligent run. That's the way to win over the fans on your starting debut. Now McDonald just slipping past Choi. Oh, Antelmi lost control of that ball and clattered in to his opponent, and they want punishment in the form of a card for Antelmi. Kurt Ams is just weighing things up. I think it's just going to be a talking to.
Yeah, not too much in that challenge, but never far from the action, Patrick Antelmi. But yeah, just a talking to for that one, I think, suffice.
It was that earlier run from Munsu Gill to tee up. Or rather Kokoda to tee up Munsu Gill, and then Yunus, who would have fancied his chances near enough the penalty spot.
Yeah, it's one hill Roo, but he's not one to reflect too long on missed chances as a striker. I mean, you missed plenty, but that would have been the ideal start for Bonnyrigg.
Yeah, 57 goals in 69 games for Bonnyrigg, an incredible record. At Apia Leichhardt, it was 68 goals in 92 games. Sadly for him, couldn't find the back of the net for Adelaide United, though, in his 12 appearances for them. Plenty off the bench.
Yeah, scored on grand final day already, 2013 against Rockdale. So
Tadros keeping a close eye on Major down that far side in this first half. Now Matsura, lovely turn, but he had two to beat. One fairly as well. Look at that little move from Yunus, getting away from Lewis comfortably. Cancross bailing out his central defensive partner, and an ambitious long-range strike from Kokado, a Japanese import.
yeah, you may have seen in our pre-game the IGA goals of the year, and Kokado scored one from similar range against Blacktown, and probably the eyes lit up again, but never going to happen.
Major athletically over the top of Tadros. Unable to nod it in the direction of Joey Gibbs, though. Fortunately, Major back to his feet after sucking in the big ones for a moment. Oh, that was a chance, wasn't it? Miller had timed his run nicely. Munsu Gill saw it was on.
Yeah, Matt Lewis caught ball watching there. He's just lucky. He's got the body in the way. This is what Blacktown City FC need to be mindful of. They're so attacking. Their setup is one to create and score goals, but they can be caught the other way.
Coming up to the 20-minute mark in this grand final. Still goalless. Yunus had the best chance so far. Another speculative attempt from 25 metres out. Kokado was making a threatening run as well.
We saw evidence earlier, though, what I was talking about pre-game with Bonnyrigg. They need support to Robbie Yunus. He beat the man, then had no one to give it to. They need to get someone in there and be that foil, and that's the impact that Peterson would have had, and they're missing him today, of course.
Yeah, Peterson missing out on the grand final due to yellow card accumulation just sounds pretty harsh. Yeah,
110th minute of extra time as well. Wow. So, you know, the body's a bit tired. You stick a leg out. It's disappointing. Has been a huge part of their success this year as well.
It's going to be a hard watch for him in the stands today at Leichhardt Oval. Vekic not going to be rushed. Eventually Speranza presents an option. And McDonald was right into the back of Choi, and the referee just thought he was a little overzealous in the way he was marking the Korean flyer. So far so good though with that matchup with the teenager up against the impressive Choi.
Yeah, McDonald showed great poise, you know, for someone making their senior start. Often with these younger players, you know, you either get the deer or the headlights, or, you know, they're not phased at all, and that's what we're seeing.
Composed stuff from Cancross, just getting around Eunice, and off goes Araujo. And now Antelmi finding space. Tried to poke that one back infield for Speranza. Well played by the left back. That did appear to favour Miller. Misjudged the bounce, did Dylan Fox, but Matsura couldn't capitalise. Both teams able to have a familiarisation training session at this venue during the week.
Yeah, and that's something that certainly would have helped. You mentioned particularly Blacktown City FC play on that artificial turf, so that's an adjustment needing to be made there, but I don't think we're seeing any real signs of the unfamiliar so far.
Again, McDonald winning another mini battle. Their under-20s had a terrible season, so not much confidence gained from what they did in the competition, but obviously Bomber Brown liked what he saw.
Yeah, Taylor McDonald probably thought a month ago he was going to be in the stands come grand final day, not out on the pitch, but once again it's a giant show of faith, and he's certainly been up to the task in the opening 23 minutes.
He's got a long throw in his armoury as well. Looking for Diaz. They wanted handball there against the Rojo, who followed in late on Fox. Advantage played for Diaz. Fox now back to his feet. Now Spruce pushing on. How's the delivery on the left? Not able to get it over Lewis. Spruce again showcasing the range. Firing one down the line for Tadros. Trying to turn Fragoyanis inside out. Now Eunice backing Cancross in. Well played by the imposing skipper for Blacktown City.
There you see Cancross got his head up, looked for that long ball, was waiting for the front three to split, but they weren't there because they've been sucked in to do defensive duty. So that's the game plan of Bonnyrigg, and there's a sign there that it's working.
Classy from Choi, and Telmi can move it on quickly. Well, he elected not to. Joey Gibbs was pushing into that space. Elected for the patient option, did Antelmi. Did have a trial with the Newcastle Jets in recent times as well after that experience in England.
Yeah, he's one of these players that'll certainly be heartened by, you know, the players that have gone before them, the likes of Kieran Bacchus, who found a spot with the Wanderers, Bosco Liero at the Central Coast Mariners, and Major. So certainly seen players before them go and grab a job in the A-League.
A couple of years back as well, Antelmi fancied himself as a striker, but Mark Crittenden had a word in his ear and he said, I think your future may be just in behind the striker in a number 10 role, and it certainly paid off this season. 11 goals for him as a number 10. Certainly stands out.
Well, I think he'd be a striker in any other team, but it just shows the talent that Blacktown City FC have. Obviously, Mitchell Malia as well on the bench, so plenty of talent going forward.
Choi has got it stuck under his feet as he tried to take on McDonald. That may be the difference in playing surface coming to fruition there. Would have rolled for him on the artificial stuff.
Yeah, it's probably the only thing that hasn't come off for Danny Choi this final series. He's been amongst the goals, creating everything, so not so on that occasion.
Oh, Munsu Gill, big mistake, and away goes Choi. Joey Gibbs peels off to the back post to open up more space for Choi. He tried to slide it through to Gibbs. That was ambitious for all that traffic, and it was comfortably taken away by Spruce. So perhaps some big game nerves for Danny Choi. Here goes Miller the other way. Speranza able to tidy up after Matsura was felled. Lovely little 1-2 between Antelmi and Arojo. Looking to move it on quickly. Antelmi able to do so. Is that one going to stay in for Franco Yanis? It is. Major's in the middle. That's the intended target for the right back, who then in frustration chops down Tadros, and the referee wants a word.
Yeah, I think the card's going to be kept in the pocket for now. Once again, a talking to, but just on that chance for Blacktown City FC, I thought Danny Choi should have gone to goal. If there was a criticism of him in recent years, it's been that he hasn't been able to score the goals. But it's an element he's added this year. But yeah, I thought he should have just put the head down and put the boot through it.
Yeah, he scored a nice goal, didn't he, from a tight angle a fortnight ago against the same opposition. Again, the intelligence of Joey Gibbs to peel off to that back post and open up that space and say, go on, Danny Choi, show us what you've got.
Yeah, they've got so many options, Blacktown City FC, but probably their most important player for mine is Joey Gibbs, because he plays so well as the number 9, and that allows Travis Major to go deep and get on the ball. So he does add so much to this side.
I don't think he got enough recognition for the way he played that role in his A-League days as well with 3 clubs. I thought with the Wanderers as well, I remember him setting up a winner away to the Brisbane Roar with his intelligence going forward, and he still dreams of being a more consistent player at A-League level.
Yeah, we mentioned that the timing is everything with Patrick Antelmi. It's been like that with Joey Gibbs. He's been at the Jets in a pretty tumultuous time, and Sydney FC as well. There was a lot of talent ahead of him there, so sometimes you just need a bit of a break.
Major won that header against Tadros, read it better in flight. Cardo being hemmed in. Somehow the ball stayed in. Good communication between Spruce and Tadros. Lovely switch out to Diaz. McDonald surging forward. Which dragged another defender in there that Diaz didn't need. There's Antelmi again. Nice little turn away from trouble. Matsura the other way. It's a warm afternoon and the game's just opening up a little as we go past the half-hour mark. Rojo couldn't resist, and I think, is that the final warning for the defensive midfielder for Blacktown City?
Yeah, we see Bonnyrigg trying to get numbers behind the ball, try to shut down those passing lanes, and that's going to have an effect with these conditions. They're having to work pretty hard.
Zonjic waiting for Yunus to get into position. Dragged it down nicely and made the turn and asked for the penalty. And the referee says no, assistant says no, and Yunus is fuming.
I agree. I'd like to see a replay, but I didn't see too much in that.
So he's given the foul against Yunus. It's not a free kick for a dive or something of that nature.
Well, that was what I thought.
Now, I thought the card was going to come out for a dive if the free kick was going to go Blacktown City's way, but that's definitely a foul on Miller. With the first big talking point.
Yeah, Yunus once again just bodying himself off the ball, but yeah, not too much in that. Definitely not a penalty, but yeah, my view of it was perhaps simulation.
And now the shots, and he had to get down smartly. Chronopoulos as Speranza pulled the trigger. An opportunity out of nothing for the left back getting forward.
Yeah, we mentioned how attacking Blacktown City FC can be, and it's Fragoyanis and Speranza, the wing backs, love to get forward and whip in those crosses, and Speranza's becoming somewhat of a grand final specialist. I think it's his third in 3 years, so he knows what this day's all about.
Yeah, he took on Bonnyrigg 2 years ago with Rockdale, and then made the switch to Blacktown City, who won last year's championship in extra time. Travis Major with the winner, a 2-1 triumph. And Tell Me again. Spruce stepping out, and Tell Me with good strength on the ball, good balance. And even though he didn't go to ground, he still got the benefit of the whistle. Overzealous for Spruce. Fragoyanis. Gibbs dropping that little bit deeper. Able to leave it for Orojo. Through the middle comes Choi. Trying to utilise that space left by Gibbs.
Now we're starting to see Blacktown City FC get a bit of a foothold in this game. I think Bonnyrigg have essentially bossed the midfield for the large part of this half, but we mentioned perhaps the heat starting to tax them a little bit, and Blacktown trying to get on the ball a lot more.
I'd see a bit more play down this side with the shade of the grandstand at the moment. Orojo is acquitting himself pretty well for a player who expected to be coming off the bench for a little cameo. Now it's a final warning for Ray Miller.
Yeah, he's been more or less an impact player over the last few weeks. He comes on and has that little 20-minute cameo at the end, but doing the job pretty well so far.
Who's going to get the first card? I reckon it's inside the next 5 minutes. I think Kurt Ams is going to lose patience here.
Yeah, Ray Miller's run out of chances, I have to say, and Tell Me has been amongst it as well. So
fired out towards Diaz, who timed his leap nicely. No one gambling through the middle. And Matsura stretching out. Away goes Major again, and he was making his move just as Matsura played the ball out for a run he thought was being made nearer the sideline.
yeah, I've seen that a few times already this afternoon. Just play breaking down. Shows that they're not having everything their own way. Bonnyrigg certainly hustling.
And a good battle, hasn't it, between Yunus and Cancross so far. Yunus getting the better on a couple of occasions, but Cancross snuffing out his fair share.
Yeah, we mentioned Cancross. That long ball is so pivotal to what Blacktown do on the break, and we haven't seen it today because Yunus has been across quickly and certainly got the points decision so far.
Sliding in and winning the ball fairly was Spruce, and now it's a free kick won by Munsu Gill. Stepping out of the heart of defence there, Spruce, a long way into the Blacktown City half and winning the ball. So
it was a good challenge, and he needed to take the ball because certainly had the stud showing. But look, this is more or less where Robbie Eunice scored a decisive goal in the major semi-final. So I think it'll be him that strikes it. Tino Diaz is there as well, but Robbie Eunice generally gets his way.
He bent it low around the wall, didn't he, into that bottom left-hand corner as he looks at it. Which way will he go this time? Vekic sorting out his wall, just making a slight adjustment. He's covering that side where Eunice scored a fortnight ago. Don't rule out Diaz. He does leave it for Eunice though. Robbie Eunice! Oh, he's done it again! Showing all of his class. A special free kick from Robbie Eunice, who scores goals for fun. And it's a priceless one on grand final day for Bonnyrigg. They lead 1-0.
Well, I mentioned he's a big game player. It's been the theme of the day, and well, grand finals are made for Robbie Eunice. He scored in 2013, and he scored on the last day this season as well. And well, hasn't he come to life come finals time? He was challenged all season. He was left on the bench for a large part of it. And what a response! And well, I think that's what Bonnyrigg deserved. To be fair, I think they've controlled things.
Talk about mind games when penalty kicks are taken. Which way will the player go? And this was from 25 metres out, and he went the opposite way to which he did a fortnight ago. That's class from a set piece taker to just be able to go either side. And Vekic was sprawling across, unable to get a touch.
And he's beaten the NPL goalkeeper of the year as well, so they've done it in some style.
His kid that he's plucked out of the stands for the celebration?
I think so.
Real estate agent during the week, works 6 days a week in real estate as Robbie Eunice, so Sunday's his only day off of the week, and on the day off he's put his team in front in the grand final. A workaholic.
Yeah, 2015, pretty good year for real estate, so.
Blacktown City trying to hit back through Choi. The right foot shot. Half-hearted appeals for a handball because it cannoned straight into the chest. Miller quickly the other way. Got little support, but he can buy brilliantly. And look at the brick wall. Cancross. And Arojo there to stop Diaz in his tracks.
Yeah, Diaz very slow getting to his feet, but this is what I spoke about earlier. I mean, when it's all going their way, Blacktown City FC, they are just so dynamic, and they've got a mountain of goals, as we see the replay here of the goal from Eunice.
Diaz with the decoy, and then Eunice. Absolutely fantastic. Look at the footwork of Vekic. He was leaning that way from a fortnight ago, wasn't he?
Yeah, didn't even come close to it, and absolutely stunning free kick. And well, Bonnyrigg will play from in front, but this is what I spoke about. Blacktown City FC, when it goes their way, they are lethal, but they just can't seem to make that change. When they start to get behind, they lose that midfield battle. We see them starting to get overrun, and it's been the story so far here this afternoon.
It's been Bonnyrigg who've been behind in all 3 of their contests this season. Now playing from in front, they've been good enough to peg back Blacktown City on all of those other occasions. This time around, they're the hunted. And we've got an injury concern here for Blacktown City.
Yeah, I think it's Sasa Matsura down.
Opportunity for a drinks break, which will be welcomed by the players, you'd imagine, on a warm afternoon.
Yeah, I was down on the sideline a little earlier prior to kickoff, and certainly that sun had some bite to it. I think it'll be Bonnyrigg.
Might have copped a low blow there, Matsura. Just momentarily winded. Looks like he'll be right to continue.
But yeah, it's still a boxing term. I reckon, you know, if this is styles make fights. I think Bonnyrigg match up so well to Blacktown City FC, and we've seen in their 3 meetings this year, they've had the edge. Blacktown unable to beat them so far this season. So Certainly seeing that here this afternoon as well. Tactically, just having the edge.
Bonnyrigg backing off, allowing Vekic to stroll a long way outside of his area. Major's not going to bother chasing that one. Lack of communication there between Fox and Miller. Mark Crittenden, the coach of Blacktown City, will welcome the halftime whistle just to try and rally his troops, you'd imagine. They look a little stunned out there to be behind. Cancross, risky kind of clearance. Fortunately for him, it fell for his central defensive partner, but quickly the other way. Here goes Eunice through the middle again. Speranza had to deal with it, and Vekic concedes the corner. Had to back out off with Kakado getting there first.
Yeah, well done from Yuta Kakado. Made Vekic play at the ball and concede the corner, but tell you what, a couple of minutes until half-time, if they can strike another goal here, Blacktown City FC will be on the ropes. Robbie Eunice probably be the target.
Zonjic has come forward as well. McDonald's a good height, the right back. He's being left alone at the far post. Swung in towards Vekic, who punched, didn't fancy claiming that one, and not great technique with the follow-up shot from Munsu Gill.
Yeah, Vekic did enough on that occasion to get it clear, but it wasn't the most convincing clearance. I'm sure Munsu Gill probably would like to do a little bit better.
3 goals this season for the Korean, who scored a cracker in the semi-final. Terrific equaliser on that occasion. Eunice the target. Little nudge from Antelmi, not spotted by the referee. Again, had the short ball onto Araujo, trying to get a killer ball out there towards Danny Choi. Now Araujo can turn. Major and Gibbs through the middle. Almost broke for Major, but McDonald right where he needed to be again. Nutmeg, cheeky nutmeg, and then a lovely flighted ball in towards Eunice. Controlled it brilliantly on the chest and just left it behind for Speranza to poke it away.
Yeah, Robbie Eunice is absolutely bossing Matt Lewis here this afternoon. Physically just can't compete. Don't know if it's something they look at half-time, but Eunice certainly being a nuisance.
In the dying stages of this first half, Blacktown City have switched up their wingers. Major's out on this near side now, targeted by Vekic. Rose for the header and won it well for Gibbs. Now Antelmi getting their bodies in the road. Zonjic and Spruce. Tadros. Well played, Fragoyanis. And tell me, oh, it was on, wasn't it? Look at the frustration for Major. Just roll it into my stride and I can hit it first time, is what he's thinking.
Yeah, and they're the passes that normally stick for Blacktown City FC, but just not today. And Travis Major, you mentioned they've swapped flanks with Danny Choi, trying to get him into the game. He hasn't seen much of it. Usually so influential, but this afternoon just can't quite make an impact.
There goes the half-time whistle. So far, so good for the Bonnyrigg White Eagles. They lead this contest. A memorable strike from Robbie Eunice in the 36th minute. A free kick to Sabre. That's why we have that scoreline at half-time of Bonnyrigg 1, Blacktown City 0.
Valentine Sports Park is proudly the home of football in New South Wales. It is the premium centre that covers all needs in football and what revolves around being at the best in your game. We've got these great facilities that start with quality fields. We've stuck with some of the traditional in maintaining 3 grass fields, but we've had the opportunity to bring forward the new format in football. We've got 2 synthetic fields here. They're always open, rain, hail or shine. The beauty of synthetic fields, they are the best going around and we're very proud of them. Part of the broader redevelopment of Valentine Sports Park was to extend the futsal court and equally the facilities around it. We've got this integrated, connected facility that has not only the playing facilities, the support networks that go with them, but equally accommodation and catering on site as well. A cafe which operates 7 days a week, and equally for the accommodation we've got a proper dining room. But it's really a building in 3. We've started at the ground level with the locker rooms and the athlete facilities, proper change rooms, medical rooms, referee rooms. As far as rehabilitation and opportunities after training, there is a pool on site. Above that we've got the spectator facilities, and then above that is our office, a building in 3 that brings together the administration and the athlete services. We've had Guangzhou Evergrande, we've got FC Seoul, Melbourne City and the Matildas have all trained while they've been in Sydney. To be able to present a state-of-the-art facility like we have to that level of the game, as well as our grassroots, means we're meeting all the needs of the broader football community. Whether it's on the best grass surfaces in the country or the newest synthetic surfaces, the centre at Valentine Sports Park has it all covered.
Welcome back to live pictures from Leichhardt Oval. Second half in the grand final about to get underway as we take a look at the halftime stats. Possession shaded by Bonnyrigg, 2 shots on goal apiece, 5 attempts to 3 in favour of Bonnyrigg, and an offside as well against Robbie Eunice, who provided the most important stat, that 1-0 scoreline.
Yeah, stunning free kick as well in the end. And looking at those stats, I mean, the possession is with Bonnyrigg, and it's a sign that they're prepared to hustle, get on the ball and push Blacktown City FC off it. Blacktown City FC haven't been able to play their normal game, and it's probably up there with one of their worst 45 minutes we've seen so far this season. So safe to say there's probably been a rocket in the halftime shed, so we'll see their response now.
It's the goal scorer Robbie Eunice who gets the second half underway. Bonnyrigg White Eagles in red, attacking the goal to the left of screen, and hooked upfield towards Choi, and offside flag goes up against Antelmi, who was trying to hold that line, and it was pretty tight in the end, that call. Yeah, I'm sure he wouldn't have been able to track it down anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't too far away there, Patrick Antelmi, but it's a good sign of seeing him get forward. We didn't see much of it in that first half. Scored 10 goals this season, and he loves to get on the end of things, but really wasn't given the chance by Bonnyrigg.
All the way through to Eunice, misjudged in flight by Matsura. McDonald just hangs it up, and out comes Vekic for the claim. Blacktown City switched up their wingers at the end of that first half for about a minute or two, and it nearly paid some dividends late in that first half, but they've come out in the second half back to square one.
Yeah, they're trying to get Travis Major involved in the game. He wasn't really in the thick of things in that first 45 minutes, and he's probably been given a rev up in the sheds, and he's probably only got 20 to 25 minutes to make that impact, because of course they've got Mitchell Malia on the bench as well, so we'll see him no doubt at some point.
He's gone with the big grand final day hairdo as well, Major. Mohawk action. And he broke things up there. Here goes Choi. Goes to ground. Referee happy. Waves off any appeal. And that's a tap on the head for young McDonald from Chronopolis, the goalkeeper.
Tell you what, I've seen them given. There was contact, but obviously the referee says not so much of it.
Choi again through the middle. This time broken up by Spruce. Kept in by Matsura. Those long legs of his. Major wants it back. Driven into Tadros, and there's a corner for Blacktown City.
Yeah, we're already seeing signs of what Blacktown City FC need to do to get back into this game. Sasa Matsura getting more on the ball in forward areas. Matt Lewis as well. He's one that likes to get forward. They weren't afforded the chance in that first 45 minutes. So,
who we're looking for here? Cancross, a big threat.
yeah, he'd be the main target. Major's there as well.
Choi drives it in. And smartly was Chronopolis. No sign of that injury concern, but there's a little bit of afters. Referee trying to get in there, and he is a little bit proppy. So there was talk Chronopolis was under an injury cloud coming into this one.
Yeah,
Something's gone amiss here.
He's carried a hand injury in. I think he's been clipped when taking this ball from Joey Gibbs, and that's why we saw that commotion. And I think those afters, that's more of a sign of frustration from Joey Gibbs and Blacktown City FC.
Yeah, it was just there, just hunting a little leg out, and you can see the immediate reaction from Chronopolis' teammate, who thought that was a cheeky little one from Joey Gibbs.
Yeah, Nikadin Matic, the reserve keeper on the bench for Bonnyrigg, he no doubt would have been primed for action given the injury that Chronopolis has brought in, but a few nervous moments for him on the bench. Hasn't seen action this season, so he could have been thrown into a grand final.
Here's a look at that earlier penalty shout. You mentioned the contact. There's Choi.
Yeah, look on replay, that's probably the right decision. I think when I saw it live, I thought there was perhaps more to it, but yeah, Choi's tried to make the most of it.
Just froze again, Choi, at the key moment. It's a big stage, isn't it, to try and... He's got aspirations to go to that next level. He'll become an Australian citizen, permanent resident, if you like, in about 12 months' time, and that'll make him a more attractive option for A-League clubs to get on that 23-man roster and not be a visa player. This was an opportunity for him.
Yeah, he had the chance earlier as well to strike and go direct to goal, but he chose to pass, so misfiring a little bit, and he's not alone.
Clever from Tadros over the top and driven in. Oh, what a finish from Kakado. The Japanese import fires at home, and Bonnyrigg lead 2-0.
Well, it's a perfect start to the second half for Bonnyrigg. We said that Blacktown needed to seize control. They have just clocked off at the back again. Kakado has fired at home, and they just afforded too much space. Blacktown City FC not getting tight enough, and Kakado has made them pay. It's only the second or third chance that Bonnyrigg have created, but just afforded way too much space.
What about the skipper's involvement in his farewell game? Chris Tadros, the intelligence just to lift that ball over the top, and it allowed Kakado to apply a first-time finish.
Well, you saw there, look at Kakado in acres of space. Travis Major caught ball watching a little bit, and Zach Cancross the same. These are two guys that, well, Cancross, centre-back of the year in the NPL, in the team of the year, and not even on the scene. So they are all at sea at the moment, Blacktown City.
And Tadros led the charge over to the Avala boys. This is looming as a special afternoon for the Bonnyrigg skipper. What a way to go out after 6 years with the club. So this is the scoreline that Blacktown City gave up against Bonnyrigg a fortnight ago. At the moment, it's tough to see how Bonnyrigg would do the same.
Yeah, well, we thought they were home and hosed Blacktown in that game. I, in fact, called it. And, you know, stranger things have happened. So it's going to be some fight back.
Major in behind Tadros here. Little deflection. Gave Gibbs half a chance, and they do get a corner out of it. Could easily have been a lot more.
You mentioned the impact earlier of Chris Tadros, and I think he's had such an influence on this game because it has made Travis Major accountable. He hasn't been able to get involved, and we saw he didn't do his defensive duties there, and he paid the price.
Confirmation of that stunning scoreline. 8 minutes into this second half, driven in towards the near post. That's a good defensive header away. Little pat on the back again from Chronopoulos. This time it's deeper. And again, it's McDonald with the initial header away. Good tussle between he and Major. And then away by the teenager. It's one of the great grand final selection gambles, isn't it? McDonald, 19-year-old, making his starting debut at senior level for the club, but it has paid enormous dividends thus far.
Yeah, sometimes you go with youth and you do take that risk, but you often get these youngsters, and it's often those successful ones that just aren't phased, and he's seen that today.
Lovely little back heel layoff from Gibbs. Here's Antelmi, can't keep it down. He got the better of Spruce. They're coming to congratulate the centre half for the last-ditch challenge, but I think Antelmi had seen him off. Just couldn't keep it down.
Yeah, it's a great chance for Blacktown City FC and Patrick Antelmi, and he would have taken it perhaps on any other day, but things just not working. We mentioned how he's got amongst the goals this season, but just lacked a bit of composure at a crucial time and fires it well over the bar.
Almost the opportunity to take another touch because Spruce was sprawling. A little touch away and he would have been able to place it either side of Chronopoulos.
And again, we're seeing signs of what I spoke about earlier in the game, that chink in the armour I spoke about. When it's going their way, they are so ruthless. When it doesn't, they just have an inability to change things. And we saw that in the FFA Cup. We saw that against Bonnyrigg when they put 4 goals on them after they led 2-0. When things don't go their way, they just seem to have an inability to change things in midfield. So I don't know what option they take, but certainly something does need to change.
At the moment, it's only the Bonnyrigg substitutes out of their chairs, warming up. Oh, somehow that's worked out. And man goes down to ground again. The appeals for a penalty are waved off. And again, I think the referee's got it right. Appeared to be played by Zonjic onto Speranza. And that forced him, or caused him, to lose balance.
Yeah, I think fair decision, not too much in that. It's a goal kick to Bonnyrigg, but it'll be interesting to see what Bomber Brown does. I think he'll perhaps try and isolate Robbie Eunice, put another body in midfield and just not so much shut up shop, but make things a bit more difficult for Blacktown.
Major putting the pressure on. Spruce just safety first. Here comes the first substitution of the game. And McDonald saw the number 2 on the sideline and thought, that must be me that's going to make way. But the teenager's staying out there, and it's Spruce. Might have picked up a little niggle who's going to make way.
Yeah, that's all you can assume, really. Ben Spruce has had a terrific game so far, and Mansueto takes his place. So he's limping a little bit now that he's come off the field. So crucially, a bit of experience. Sits down and won a grand final with Sutherland in 2009. Under Bomber Brown then as well. So certainly think he's copped a knock.
Mansueto has slotted in like for like. Esperanza again, trying to link up with Matsura. How do you expect Mansueto to acquit himself in the heart of defence?
Yeah, it'll be interesting because he probably would have imagined he would play today in that right back role. So experienced, he's been with the club for a number of years.
Good challenge from Fragoyanis after Miller nutmegged his man on the halfway line. Here they come again. There's some space opening up, isn't there? Not a bad option taken by Arojo. Out to Major, trying to drop the shoulder. And look at that for a beautifully timed challenge from Tadros again. What a game he's having.
Yeah, so experienced, and we saw all of it there. But yeah, just on Mansueto would be interesting because he's not traditionally a centre-back. He's more of a wide player, so he has to play obviously inside, and he has the inexperienced McDonald wide of him. So it's not ideal for Bonnyrigg, but so far so good.
They're not really in sync at the moment, Mansueto and Zonjic. Not really keeping the same line at the moment, so perhaps opportunities to time their run. Spring an offside trap, perhaps Blacktown City, to try and get back into this game. Major just misjudging that ball in flight.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be long till we see Mitchell Malia play some part in this game. He's obviously got lethal pace and scored 2 last week in a little cameo off the bench. So
what a great sight that is, a packed grandstand here at Leichhardt Oval on grand final day.
Yeah, you've got to commend Football New South Wales for taking the game here to Leichhardt, and the fans have certainly come out. 2 well-supported sides in the competition. Don't know if they were expecting this scoreline though.
Arojo again. Just teasing Eunice into that challenge, couldn't win it back, and here they go through the middle. And tell me, across the face and flashing it across. Major was coming in at that back post as well. He wanted it played towards him, but Antelmi took on the strike. Yeah,
Major giving him a major serve at the moment because he was unmarked on the back post. Just needed to roll it in his path, and here we go, Mitchell Malia. It's going to be Joey Gibbs to make way.
And Major go to more of a central striking role. Malia would play as a winger.
Yeah, definitely. Major will go to that number 9 role, and Malia try to use his pace down that flank.
You can see Major completely unmarked, bottom of screen. If that one is squared across the face, he's looking at a potential tap in.
Yeah, we've been pretty positive towards Chris Tadros today in the game. He's been pretty much perfect. He was caught lacking there. It is interesting. I probably would have pulled Travis Major, to be honest. I don't think he's had that great of an impact on the game. We've gone with Gibbs, of course. He's been injured, only just returned the last couple of weeks, so we've gone with Major.
Ricardo again. Goes to ground. Referee says just outside the box, and he had a great view. Well positioned there, Kurt Hams, but if the referee had been over the other side of the box, perhaps he's thinking penalty.
I'll tell you what, there wasn't much in that. Hearts were fluttering around Leichhardt Oval, particularly those Blacktown City FC supporters.
Look at the positioning of the referee, and there's the little clip outside the area and falling into it. See plenty of officials confused when a player falls that far into the area.
Yeah, that's why he's referee of the year, because he's got that spot on. And again, a chance for Bonnyrigg.
Not a great side for a left footer, so Eunice is in the middle, looking to get on the end of the work of Diaz. Oh, right across the face, and somehow hooked to safety. And that one would have hurt. The clearance made by Major, and he stayed down. Going to hobble away. They don't tickle when you get hit in that situation.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, dangerous moment again for Blacktown City FC with those ones. Just needs a touch, and it's in the back of the net, so living dangerously.
And Malia, another man with pretty significant A-League experience with Sydney FC, but just the backup at Blacktown City. It shows the depth and strength of their squad in the attacking areas that he's coming off the bench for this club.
Yeah, he's got so much pace, and he can ignite a game in these latter stages of the second half.
Antelmi trying to slip that one through for Choi. Matsura on the follow-up. Now Antelmi out to Malia. Dragianis dropped to the ground, expecting a whistle. Risky kind of challenge from behind by Cancross on Eunice, and the referee has given the free kick to Bonnyrigg in the end. And Eunice just asking the question about that tackle from behind.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that could have gone very wrong for Blacktown City FC if Cancross makes more contact with Eunice, goes right through him. Don't worry about a card, it's what colour.
Eunice wants this one hung up. Tadros taking his time, slipped at the key moment. Again, fantastic climb from McDonald, win that header above Choi. Fox moving into a central area, had to deal with a bobbling ball. Perhaps a counter-attack on. Matsura streaming through the middle for Blacktown City. I think that ball was intended for Antelmi and not Joy. And again, it's the youngster who gets it out of there.
Yeah, that is what Blacktown City FC do so well on the counter-attack. They've got lethal pace. They've added to it now with Mitchell Malia. It's not working then, but as Bonnyrigg tire, that's going to open more and more.
Joy left alone, but again, he gets away from him. Good closing down, intelligent stuff from Speranza. Malia. Good strong work from Arojo to take it away from Miller, and that will be a free kick to Blacktown City. Chance perhaps to try and respond in kind, and here comes the booking. I did say Miller was on his last warning, and he's into the book.
Yeah, we've had to wait for the first card of the game, but Ray Miller gets it. And here's a chance. Mitchell Malia wants it. See that left boot, but they've got plenty of options. Travis Major as well. And tell me, but it looks like Malia's going to have this one.
If you've joined us late, Robbie Eunice from a very similar spot on the pitch curled in the opening goal in the first half for Bonnyrigg. And Malia has only been out there for about 10 minutes or so. Can he reply in kind? Malia driven low. And a dive across the face of goal for the cameras from Chronopolis. Not interested. Malia didn't catch that at all well.
Yeah, just not the connection he would have wanted, but as a left footer, he's always telegraphing where he's going as well. So would have taken something special to beat Chronopolis, but it's all to do for Blacktown. They are running out of time. 25 minutes left here in the second half.
Just 3 men in the wall. Chronopolis wanted a good look at it. Confident he had the angles covered. Again, Arojo outstanding in central midfield. And the afters results in a free kick against Bonnyrigg.
And I think we're seeing this afternoon Blacktown really missing Connor Evans. He's such a workhorse. Does a lot of work alongside Matsura in midfield that is often...
Major brought it down, then used the hand. That would have been interesting had that fallen for him, because it definitely struck his hand, and Bonnyrigg were convinced that should have been a free kick for them. Nothing accrued, so no real damage done.
Interesting to what options Blacktown City FC use. Of course, they've got Christos Tamaris on the bench, scored in the grand final last year for Sydney Olympic. And Jono Grozdanovsky, who was under-20s player of the year, golden boot in the under-20s. He scored in the under-20 grand final a couple of hours ago. So everything he does this season seems to come off.
Yeah, it has been a magnificent day thus far for Blacktown City. Won the 18s, won the 20s. The two other grand finals today, but in the big one, they're in a 2-0 hole. Hope you're enjoying live coverage right around the world via YouTube of the PlayStation 4 National Premier League New South Wales Men's 1 Grand Final. Blacktown City, the minor premiers, 5 points clear at the end of the 22 rounds. They're playing catch up here, and it's another injury concern.
Yeah, Danny Choi doesn't look to be in a good way, and they're calling for some medical staff. He has rolled off the field. He would be a big loss.
Medical staff are going to need the respirator by the time they get over there. Arojo again pulling the strings in midfield. Speranza couldn't whip one into a dangerous area. Big switch here. And that's the last touch off Fragayanis. Quarter of the game to go.
It looks like day over for Danny Choi. It looks like they're going to make a change. It's Christos Tamaris, the man getting stripped, but Danny Choi's got something to learn in terms of gamesmanship, because if he rolls onto the field, the referee is forced to stop the game. So Blacktown don't have to play with 10 men as they were for a little period.
I prefer it the other way, though. Get on with the game.
Oh, no complaints, but yeah, I don't know that his coach would have been too happy, though.
Give the referee the benefit, saying that it's not a life-threatening situation. Just roll over the pitch there, Danny, and we'll get on with this.
But yeah, it's an interesting change, obviously a forced one, but yeah, Choi, so much of an attacking threat. Joey Gibbs has come from the field, so if anything, their attacking arsenal stunted a little bit.
Ricardo prevents the corner. Oh, what about that for a first touch? And driving it in was Lewis. Down the line for Malia. And Telmy waits at the far post, but again McDonald getting a handy little touch. Robbie Eunice putting in the big ones. Nice ball down the line from Diaz. Ended up being a 80-metre ball in the end. Now McDonald, no one chasing that one in the middle.
Yeah, it's what Robbie Eunice does so well. He's so experienced, just holds the ball up, uses his body well. He's got that physical edge on Lewis. Not so much on Cancross, but you wouldn't know it today. He's been all over them. So I think I've called this competition enough to know that there's late drama always in this competition, so I don't think anyone's getting too carried away just yet.
Ricardo, lovely piece of skill to get around Fragayanis, who came again, and here comes a booking for Cancross. After catching Ricardo late.
He looks in a bad way, Yuta Ricardo, but he's had a great game, and I mentioned in the pre-game they needed someone to help Robbie Eunice today, and he's certainly come to the party. Obviously got on the sheet as well, but he's got to be happy with his performance. He looks to be okay.
Here's another look at how he came off second best here. It was good skill, wasn't it, to get around Fragayanis, and then no nonsense stuff from Cancross. Even though the ball had gone, the referee rightly pulling it back. Well, Vekic had to backtrack, and a few in the stands thought that might fly over him from Diaz. Major getting back on side. Speranza intelligently just waited for him to do so.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what move Bomber Brown makes for Bonnyrigg. He's got Reese Carer on the bench. Familiar name for those that follow the A-League.
Clear high boot there against Malia. No damage done on Tadros, but dangerous play.
It looks like Blacktown City FC are going to make another change shortly.
Fox, and he saw Kikado in space. Diaz peeling off at the back post, and they get the corner off Cancross.
Yeah, Robbie Eunice not happy. He was in a little bit of space there. Once again, Zach Cancross. He had an off afternoon. Can't give Robbie Eunice room to move in the box, and Kikado went on his own, but still danger times.
Diaz in front of the Avala boys. I think that one almost swinging in. Vekic rose late to palm that one over. Wicked delivery. He's not a tall goalkeeper, is he, Vekic?
Yeah, not tall, but as I said, goalkeeper of the year.
He's also having to shield his eyes from the sun as he keeps an eye on the flight of the ball here from Vekic, from Diaz once more.
He's been absolutely clattered there, Nenad Vekic.
The header over the bar from a metre out. Just had to keep that one down, and it's game, set and match for Bonnyrigg.
And we're seeing Blacktown City FC warm up Jonathan Grozdanovsky, who we spoke about earlier. He would be their third and final change, so...
Look at this one, crunch. Just took a deflection onto Fox's head. That's why he couldn't control the header. Look at Eunice go. The big frame of his, difficult to get around for defenders, and he's disappointed. The ball was given straight up by McDonald on a rare mistake from the teenager. And tell me, dinking one. Getting away from him too. Marley is going to do well to keep that one in. Unable to do so.
Yeah, I think there's a saying somewhere that real estate agents do their best work on Saturday. I think we're going to have to change that because he's been absolutely sensational today. And it looks like we're going to get that change now from Blacktown.
Yep, time to get rid of that orange bib. He's already given Blacktown City 1-3-2 win today. It's going to be a special victory if they can come back here, and that's a red card. What's he doing there? Zach Cancross, Bonnyrigg's coach, getting in his face afterwards as well. Bomber Brown.
Yeah, well, in a word, it's stupid. He's the captain of their side. They're on the ropes. It's frustration more than anything, but it's very silly given the way and the situation your team's in, down 2-0. He hasn't had a great afternoon.
And the situation is actually diffused pretty well by the referee. The card was out in a hurry. Fortunately, the dressing room wasn't too far away, and Cancross was sent on his way. You're talking to me, mate. Can't hear myself think. Robbie Eunice back to his feet.
Yeah, a bit of afters as well between Cancross and Bomber Brown, but the way it's going, I think Bomber Brown's going to have the final say. Here is the replay.
When you make this kind of challenge, you know you're going to get booked. Crazy. Look at Brian Brown out of his chair.
Yeah, that's just frustration boiling over for Zach Cancross. Robbie Eunice has been well and truly on top in that battle today. Not normally that type of player, but again, frustration.
Oh, Eunice. Free kick given against him. Still pretty impressive skill. And the 30-year-old who came to play today, 16th goal of the season, gave them the advantage at half-time, and they've gone on with it in the second half. Red card for Zach Cancross. 2 goals down and a man down with just 12 minutes plus stoppage time to go. That time it's Major giving away the foul. All hope just about lost for Blacktown City.
Well, there'll be some comeback if they can muster something. Time not their friend, but they just haven't been given the chance to play their game. Bonnyrigg have just hustled them off it and they've taken their chances.
Diaz hangs it up. Any kind of flick, and offside flag raised late against Eunice as he got the better of about 3 or 4 defenders. Poked it home. He hadn't seen the flag, and neither had the Avala boys. They're up and about.
Can he do anything wrong today, Robbie Eunice? Everything seems to be coming off. Unfortunately then, flag was up. It's not beyond Blacktown, but they're going to have to get a move on.
Here's an opportunity here for Major. Found by Malia, and tries to squeeze that home. Taking on the shot there, not the best option. With teammates in the middle. Another look at that earlier free kick when Eunice weaved his magic. So the offside actually occurs there. The assistant feeling there was a touch by the Bonnyrigg player in Fox, and that's what led to Eunice being offside. I tell you what, he's got good eyes to spot that touch.
Yeah, I thought that was a good decision, actually. I thought, yeah, I agree. Thought there was a little bit of contact in the air, but Bonnyrigg are making a change as we speak. So Dylan Fox to make way. Adam Jenner's going to come on, who would be very unlucky not to start in this game.
Yeah, we expected him in that right back role. The number 13.
Of course, what we haven't mentioned with that red card, they've sat down Jonathan Grozdanovsky, although he's back on his feet now. He was on the sideline, ready to come on, but they've sat him down, but he's back on his feet now.
And here he comes for Matsura. They're still setting up with a back 4 at the moment. And how aggressive they're going to be chasing this game late.
Yeah, well, Matsura generally that holding midfielder, so Grozdanovsky not quite.
Ricardo just snatching at the strike.
Yeah, Grozdanovsky a more attacking option, obviously, so we've got 4 across the front here, so throwing the kitchen sink at Bonnyrigg late on.
Rojo, combination with Malia, who wins the free kick.
Yeah, knew what he was doing there. Mitchell Malia rode the challenge and ball went away, so he went down smartly.
Tamaris has grabbed the ball with some purpose, the number 10. Major coming across as well.
Yeah, he scored an absolute cracker last year in the grand final for Sydney Olympic. took the game to extra time, so a chance to write himself in the books again.
Taken on by the centre half instead. Matt Lewis driving it into the wall. I would have thought Tamaris was going to take that for sure and certain the way he placed the ball.
Yeah, Matt Lewis, sorry, took that like a centre back. Just lined it up and struck it as hard as he could.
It's a long chase for the ball boy on the far side. That one hooked up onto the hill.
Another change for Bonnyrigg now. Ray Miller's going to make way. He's been busy today.
Getting a great hand from the packed grandstand here at Leichhardt Oval.
David Frankovic to come on, who's a defender, so as expected, going to shut up shop.
Yeah, former Melbourne Heartband. Played some A-League games for them. Young Socceroos defender as well, as Tamaris with the snapshot won't dip for him in time. But again, it shows the strength of Bonnyrig's squad that they've got a player like David Frankovic coming off the bench with his experience and pedigree.
Yeah, it's a sign of the improvement of the league, the real quality. A lot of these A-League players coming back here for a chance at a second opportunity. Some players in perhaps the twilight of their careers. Apia had a host of former A-League talent as well, so.
Clever header from Cocado. And well read by Speranza, who had to nick it away from Diaz. Tamaris wins the corner. Can they set up a grandstand finish? 6 minutes plus stoppage time to go for Blacktown City. Need to pull one back in a hurry. Chance, coming across the near post was Grostanovsky. That's good goalkeeping by Chronopoulos. Just for a moment, you thought the youngster was going to have a free header.
Yeah, well, it's been his day. He's already got on the sheet in the under-20s grand final, scored the winner there. Certainly would have sent some nerves skyrocketing around Leichhardt Oval, but just couldn't quite make the connection.
Wonder how the body's feeling for Grostanovsky. Because I think they wanted him to go about 60 minutes in that contest, but Marconi came back into it, so he was still out there to score the winner. And now he's got to try and dig deep in the closing stages here. Here's Major. Well defended by Zonjic. Bonnyrigg through and through, the number 6. He's been a rock at the back this afternoon. Tadros climbs. Prevent that one getting through to Major.
Yeah, it's been a very unlike Blacktown today. See some players starting to get in arguments with each other.
Picture postcard day at Leichhardt Oval. The fans and players of Bonnyrigg will want to remember it a lot longer.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more from their perspective.
Always remember grand final days. Win or lose. Blacktown City, they're in action next week as well. Their season not over, unlike Bonnyrigg, who end on a high tonight.
Yeah, National Premier League finals taking on Canberra FC, and it's a position that Bonnyrigg found them in Last year they were minor premiers. Of course, they represent the NPL of New South Wales in that competition, but Bonnyrigg bombed out of the finals and then had to play in the National Premier League final series. Of course, losing in the finals to the Metro Stars. So, season not over, but they would have liked to have a little bit more form going in.
And Suedo trying to get back. Major get there on the half volley into a dangerous area. Drostanovsky unable to get on the end of things. Ocado nicking in there nicely was Lewis. Now Tamaris didn't sense the support defensively coming on the blind side. Here goes Eunice trying to stroll through the middle, but he's offside.
Tell you what, I'd like to see the replay. There wasn't too much in that. Matt Lewis was very casual about it, but obviously had faith.
Well killed by Major to bring it down for Malia. Little dink through. It's going to get away from Major. That was ambitious. Straight ball, and Chronopoulos has had his angle sorted out all day. There's another look. Can we see the offside call? Yep. Just managed to catch him out. As you said, first time around, Lewis. Speranza. Tamaris. May as well push on now. Fragayanis. Is he going to take on the strike? Thought about it and then too heavy with the pass. And the angle wasn't there for Malia either. It's been that kind of afternoon.
Yeah, we haven't seen the likes of Speranza and Fragayanis make their forward runs. They love to get on the end of things and provide the service to the likes of Antelmi and Gibbs and Travis Major, but we've hardly seen it today. They've just been unable to play their style of football, and Bonnyrigg have just frankly wanted it more, and it's been a story of redemption for the White Eagles. They were minor premiers last year. It was a horrendous finals campaign, and they've been quietly seething ever since. And when it's come to the business end of the season, we've seen them just flick that switch and go to the next level.
All eyes on the fourth official, Ryan Shepherd. See how much stoppage time we're going to have at the end of this one. He did say we always get late drama.
I've seen
see Blacktown City concocting it now.
I've seen plenty of it over the years in this competition, but I tell you, this will be the greatest escape if they can pull it off.
5 minutes.
That'll help.
A few quizzical looks on the Bonnyrigg bench after seeing that number go up.
Yeah, of course, play wasn't stopped when Danny Choi was injured. That's really the only one I can think of in the second half. So
yeah, that drinks break came in the first half, didn't it? For that other significant stoppage in this game. Hasn't really been any obvious time-wasting tactics either. Fragayanis. What option this time? Again, it's overhit. Looking for Antelmi.
yeah, just again a sign of Blacktown City FC just not going their way today. Those passes stick every day of the week, but today just not happening for them.
Photographers getting in position for the celebratory photos. Not a bad ball in. Here's Eunice to wrap things up, and he just couldn't keep it down. That would have been a fitting way for this contest to end.
Yeah, huge chance for Robbie Eunice. I think fatigue played its part there. He had his hands on hips before that chance was created. That would have been some ending, though.
Tadros putting in the big ones to get there ahead of Major. One more time. Fragianis got to get it into the mixer now. Chronopoulos will gobble that up. Jenner leading the counter-attack. They're trying to stay on side again, struggling to do so. Eunice again, he's going to be offside. He'll put this one away as well. No, it went wide anyway.
He's a little unlucky there, Robbie Eunice, but again, great chance to cap off what's been an outstanding afternoon for him. We spoke in the pre-game. He's a big game player, and seen evidence of that yet again.
Oh, Major. Oh, there you go. Just trying to bend that one with the outside of the right boot into the top corner and give themselves a minute and a half or so to force extra time. But it's not going to happen.
Yeah, there was evidence of Travis Major's afternoon. Just hasn't gone to plan for him. Different story 12 months ago, scored the winner.
Here they come again. Eunice waits in the middle. They're doing pretty well to scramble defensively, aren't they, to keep the scoreline at 2-0 Blacktown City. But they are the champions. Bonnyrigg White Eagles have won it twice in 3 years. They are the champions of New South Wales. Comprehensive victory today. 2-0 over Blacktown City. Terrific goals from Robbie Eunice via the free kick, and then Yuta Kokado, their Japanese import. And the Avala boys are celebrating. And you'd think they're going to go long into the night and into tomorrow as well. Full time here at Leichhardt Oval. Bonnyrigg 2, Blacktown City 0. Thoroughly deserved.
Oh, look, they've been the outstanding team all afternoon and of this final series as well. As I said before, as soon as the finals started, they've just flicked that switch and gone to the next level. And it's these big game players like Robert Eunice we saw today, just how influential he can be, you know, at the back. James Chronopoulos brings a hand injury into the game. You wouldn't have thought it. Nikola Zonjic, so experienced. And their captain, Chris Tadros. What a way to finish your career. And as I said, this has been a story of redemption. 12 months. They were absolutely poor in the finals last year. They were minor premiers. They got ramshotted away. And it's been about making amends.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Firstly, I'd just like to thank Blacktown for a great game today. Great season. Obviously, minor premiership. You've been a great team all year, and unlucky today. It just wasn't your day. Second, I'd like to thank all the Bonnyrigg supporters that came out today. You really make this atmosphere great for us boys and a day to remember, so thank you very much. Also, I'd like to thank Brian and Cliffy. Personally, I've worked with you for such a long time. It's been an honour. We've had a lot of success over the years, so a big thank you to you guys for putting such a great bunch of boys together, and thank you very much. Yeah. A big thank you to all the boys for a great effort this year. We missed out on the minor premiership, but I think we've topped it off at, today with a great 2-0 win. Thanks, boys. And finally, I'd like to thank my family for supporting me and being there for me through all my career. A big shout out to them. I know it's hard for all the family and friends. That it's a big commitment. We all have work and other obligations to do, and it's a big commitment playing semi-professional. And just a big shout out to all the families out there. Thank you, and we'll see you all next season. Okay, we'll start off with Robbie Eunice. Aaron Peterson. Tynan Diaz. Benny Spruce. Alex Mansueto. Zonic, Nikola Zonic. Taylor. Jenna. Muntu. Utah. Foxy. Wiz. Reese. Davey. Goalkeeper, Jimmy Chronopoulos. Nico. Matnish. Doyley. Cliff Pointer. Brian Brown. Also goalkeeper coach Jose. Manager George Mendich. And the physio, Vuko.
Well, Vicky.
Now, Chris, here's your individual medal. You've got to make sure you take that one before you go away.
Yeah, I will do. Just one more. Ian, our kick guy, our everything. He's there for us all year, so a big shout out to Ian. Thank you.
Okay. Now, Chris, the most important task for the captain. We want you to accept the trophy for the PlayStation 4 National Premier League's New South Wales Men's 1 champions for 2015, Bonnyrigg White Eagles.
Yes, terrific scenes. Chris Tadros ending his career with the Bonnyrigg White Eagles as a champion. They are the champions of New South Wales for the 4th time. They won it in '92 for the first time, 2001, 2 years ago in 2013. And now they are the champions of New South Wales once more. On behalf of the entire production team and Adam Santarossa, this is Brenton Speed saying goodbye for now. Trust you've enjoyed live coverage via YouTube right around the world.